One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, three, four. We are back. What's a podcast? Episode 218. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm
We are
saying?
we are here for your enjoyment.
Your
Peace to the
listening
gang.
pleasure.
DJ Drum Baker third. I'm here on the set. Shout out to my guy, always available. Hashtag She Were Eddie.
What's up, fellas?
And don't share Abdul's in the building.
No hat Abdul. No hat Abdul. That's my new name.
Stop. No, B. We already know what you are. Stop
No,
trying
that's
to,
my
like,
new
you
name.
know
I'm
what
gonna
saying?
stop wearing a hat.
The
Stop
salt
trying.
of
I
himself.
think people need to know that my hairline is still intact.
The sultan of self is here.
98% still there. You know what I'm saying? It's still plushed out. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
But it's
We
on
want
its
to
way
kick
out,
off.
though.
We want to kick off the episode with happy birthday to our guy Streetwear Eddie.
Thank you, fellas.
You know what I'm saying? Bam, bam, bam. Leo's
Thank you.
Leo gang is
Leo season.
You know
Leo
what I'm saying?
season is
Wait,
here.
is it Cancer or Leo?
Leo.
Bro, relax. Come on now.
I don't know. My
I think
daughter's
Cancer's like June,
okay.
like end of June. I think it starts. I'm not sure.
Heavy Leo presence here. Also.
You're a Leo too, Rome?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. 818.
Oh,
818.
All right.
Also, another Leo with the gang, Silent Tom. You know what I'm saying? He's a Leo as well.
Yep.
Happy belated to Silent Tom.
Happy belated
No doubt.
to
Happy
Silent
belated.
So he's part of the big 4-0 club now. So we'll see.
Oh, he
him.
turned 40.
Old man.
Damn,
He didn't do
saying.
nothing for his birthday?
40 is a good year.
Tom just did what Tom does, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but he did what
We
he
weren't
does.
invited to it, whatever it was.
I don't know if there was anything.
I wasn't invited.
I don't know if there was anything. I didn't
No,
do
I'm
anything either.
joking. I know there wasn't anything.
But yeah, I think what it was is both my daughter and her mother, Steve and his son, and Tom and his son all attended the Japanese anime convention
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
on Sunday.
At the convention center?
Yeah, it's called Otakon.
Oh, that was fire.
It used to be in Baltimore. They basically
Okay.
said that the Baltimore Convention Center just isn't. It's old. It's basically what they said.
Okay.
They moved it down to DC. It's 2 days. It's 3 days. I'm sorry. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tom hipped me on like Thursday, so I was trying to figure it out between my child's mom and you know what I'm saying, if they can go. They were able to go, which was fantastic. I know my child and her mother had a good time. I know Tom and his son had a good time.
You didn't go with
Yeah.
them?
I had to work. No, I couldn't go.
Would you have
and
gone?
then-
Is this your thing? Like
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, Jerome would
Is this-
get dressed up and everything.
No, you
I don't know. I mean, if Bella wants to, you
That's
know
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Is this Steve's Stereo Fates thing also, or is it his son? Did he go because of
son.
his son? Okay.
Well, Ian was dressed up. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He was dressed up. He had a fit on. I still watch the same anime from 1994. You know what I'm
It's so
saying?
funny because speaking of anime, I just watched this Jamaican anime series on Instagram. It's based in New Kingston. And I gotta find the link for y'all, man. My homeboy sent it to me in a chat, and I was watching it. But it's Jamaican anime, and they speak in patois. It's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Is anime supposed to be only Japanese, or can it be from anywhere else?
I think
it's primarily
it's a style of it, isn't it?
it's
Nowadays.
a style, but it's primarily a Japanese thing.
For
yeah,
sure.
I mean,
Okay.
you know, the more popular ones are like Akira. Everybody's hip to Akira.
Mhm.
You know, what's the
Speed
one that
Racer.
Lupin the Third, Speed Racer. My favorite is Ninja Scroll.
Mhm.
There's Fist of the North Star. Like these
There's
are all
so many.
90s.
There's so
joints.
many.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like Voltron.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot, you know what I mean? And according to everybody who went, it was just incredible. Like
I just found the link, Ed. But
we'll share that on Instagram. We'll share that on Instagram.
I just wanted to play one quick because they're speaking. They're playing it. I'll play it on when it gets to that part. But them speaking in patois is pretty funny.
I've looked into a Crunchyroll subscription because I do enjoy it, but Crunchyroll is just a little bit. You got to be a real mega fan, and I'm not a mega fan. I just watch the same video.
Look, the beans! A Kaito! Kaito!
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That might have went harder in the group chat. You know what I mean?
It's on Instagram. I'll send you guys the link. Actually,
He said that might have went harder in the group chat.
no, I
That might have went
honestly
harder
don't
than-
even. I don't even understand it, so it's not even my thing.
That might have went harder in the group chat. Make it clap. You know what I mean? So,
Stupid.
yeah, it's a good it was a wonderful experience. 3 days. Obviously there's more across
Did
the country.
they all go together and like link up while they were there, or
No,
not? Everybody went separately.
Steve and Tom ended up seeing each other there, and Bella
Was Steve
didn't get a
dressed up?
chance. No, he was not.
Okay.
But this is the entire convention center.
Yo,
like-
I drove past it a few times this weekend. Everybody, I would say, more people were dressed up than not.
Yeah, I mean, this is their Comic Con.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was.
That's what you think it is. So
Yeah.
next year I'm in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the building. It's a beautiful thing. Today my daughter and I stepped out. We went to a baseball game. Great baseball game. The Nats and the Brewers. Nats are down 2-1 going into the bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded.
Ooh.
They end up getting like a squibble that kind of gets like it kind of dies in the infield. Second baseman picks up the ball, tries to throw it home. Aaron throws, so boom, the guy on third scores. The throw is so errant that the guy coming from second comes all the way around.
He
scores. Nationals win 3-2.
Wow.
There we go.
Beautiful day at the ballpark. Maybe 8,000 people. Like,
What's the
super
stadium
light.
capacity? Like
way
20?
more than 8,000 people. Yeah, a
No,
lot.
it's way more than 20. Audi Field is 20. So
Okay.
I know
think
National Stadium is 50, maybe.
probably we had a guy in front of me was like, "Yo, I just want guys in front of me was like, yo, I know it's gonna be slow in here today. I want the cheapest ticket you got." Lady was like $5.
Yeah.
Dude
'Cause then
cops
you
a
can move down
$5
to the
ticket
front.
and just move down to the front.
Why not?
And the only thing about that,
41,546.
it's the only thing about being where he ended up, because I saw him, was that you're just directly in the sun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing you got to deal with is being directly in the sun. But if
Today
that
was a
doesn't,
nice day, though. If there was a
It was
day
nice.
you could afford to be in the sun, it was today.
Yeah.
it was
and
solid
yesterday.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
Hopefully
it was a
tomorrow.
wonderful game. We'll
That's
try to go
right.
to one more before school. School starts again.
How did you get
My
there?
daughter-
Did you take the train or you Ubered it?
Took the train.
Train is the way to go.
Straight shot.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you live in DC, go to Nationals games. It's cool. Don't go to Washington Commanders games because the Washington Commanders, I saw an article this week, are possibly considering going back to their old nickname.
The
Yeah.
color and
Yeah.
skins. You're
The racial
joking.
slurs.
No, they're not. How is that possible?
How can you go back to that? I mean, I still call them that, but I don't.
Are they-
I don't
do
have
they
the
mean-
T-shirt with it on.
the name is going to change back to that, or just people are going to continue calling it like Eddie does?
Washington Commanders name change to Redskins has fans' approval ever since Dan Snyder exited. So these people,
Oh, so this is just a fan thing. It's not management.
The fans
Well,
are
no,
saying
no.
that they're with it.
they were saying that the internal new owners have been referring to the team as that internally, and the
Yeah,
fans.
I think internally people probably still continue to call it that.
100%.
Yeah. I don't, because I don't think I ever talk about that team anyway. But
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm not like a super fan, but I still call them that because I'm not.
it
I don't
can
know.
slip and just call
Yeah.
it that just
Yeah.
because that's the name you've known it as.
Forever. Yeah.
I don't see that happening. not like officially.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't see that them going back to that name. That would be embarrassing. That would be in the slap in the face.
I don't know that the
of
NFL
indigenous
would- I don't-
people.
I don't
Yeah,
know if the NFL
there's no
would
way
allow
they would
that.
even allow that.
Yeah. That's like
Yeah.
not.
Listen, this is just what the streets are reporting. You know, one of the truly trusted voices in DC area sports.
Who is that?
My man Yates.
Oh, he reported that.
Yates reported it.
Clinton Yates.
Thought you were going
Yeah.
hatless.
What happened, bro? We are
That lasted all of
10 minutes
10
into
minutes.
the new episode, and my man went for the
Wait,
Nationals hat.
you said the Nationals won, so
from hairline.
I figured I
to
gotta.
hat in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yo.
I kind of feel comfortable with the hat.
Seeing that hat made me think. Shout out to our guy, Omar.
Bromar?
Bromar got his books in. He sent me a photo. The books look good. The books look really, really good. So if you're in DC, August 17th, at Culture, he's having a launch.
What's Culture?
The old Big Chief.
Okay.
So he's having a launch party for it.
That's a restaurant, right?
Culture is the venue. Vera is the restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it just looks like a timeline of the last 15 years. If you shopped at Commonwealth, hung out at the parties I've DJ'd, up and down U Street, maybe went to Japan once with Omar, it's just a capsule of his transformation from a young dude to a man. So
Are there any words in it, or is just pictures?
so far I've only seen pictures, but I think somebody told me they wrote the forward for it. I forget who told me that.
Really?
So,
I would love to know who did that. Let me
Yeah.
ask them.
So we'll get the link, and if you can pull up. Episode 218, aka, you know what I mean? The Friday night. Oh, shout out to I don't know this guy, so I can't say shout out. But Home Court DMV, which was a sneaker consignment / reseller store, whatever you want to call it.
I would just say it's like straight consignment store at this point.
Okay.
No, not consignment. Consignment means that
That's true. No,
They
it's
don't
not
own-
consignment. It's secondhand.
secondhand, vintage,
Exactly. Vintage.
retail experience store.
But he got a lot of new stuff in there too.
Yeah.
Not just vintage, like this season type
Yeah,
shit.
actually, what's so funny is you were speaking about that. I think you were about to bring up that they opened up the new store in Georgetown. Streetwear Eddie and I went to it on Friday for the soft opening, welcoming party, and they got a lot of high end stuff in there. A lot of fire in the heart of Georgetown, right on Wisconsin, between Dumbarton and P and O.
Oh,
Actually, yeah.
Dumbarton
and O.
Right across the street from Prince and Princess.
Right across the street from Prince and Princess, yes. Beautiful shop, nice, big size.
Yeah.
Pause. I mean, that's not a pause?
Nah, you got it.
That's a mega pause.
Mega pause.
Super pause.
The store is a nice size and beautiful, beautiful goods in there, man. They had, if these were my size, I would have probably gotten them. They have a brand new pair of the red and white Louis Vuitton Air Forces in a size 7 for $4,000, which
bad.
It sounds crazy just because $4,000 is a lot of money and more than I've ever spent on any pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
But being that the retail was almost $3,000,
Not that bad.
it doesn't seem like it's that bad of a price, right? So
I think that's a deal. I mean, how much do they
I
go
think
for?
I think it's a good.
Yeah.
I don't know what they go for, but 4,000.
I feel
Walk
like
out with them,
I feel like that's a deal.
and you could probably trade in a whole bunch of shit and
Yeah.
walk out with them. I just thought it was a great thing. Omar said he wrote the forward himself.
Oh, okay.
But either way, that would be awesome.
Oh, and real quick before we move on, we want to give a big shout out to Eddie's homie Drew. I believe it was Drew, wasn't it, Drew?
Yeah, true.
Drew blessed Instagram with some vintage photos of Streetwear Eddie.
Yeah,
They were all
Beautiful.
over. They were all over our story a day or two ago. You might be able to catch one or two tremendous photos. Streetwear Eddie and myself, approximately 14 years ago. In LA, I DJ'd
I think all those pictures are from that weekend, pretty much, because he was already living out there at that point.
what was that? Circa what? 2007,
No, it was
08?
2009. It was 09.
But no, there were pictures of Eddie from even being a teenager. No, those were also 2009.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he was already living out there in Cali out then. So all those pictures I think were like from that weekend, if not like
Oh,
right
I
around
see.
that time. Yeah,
I see. Yeah,
I didn't even know he had them. They're all like candid shots.
picture of Rome out here. You know
At
what
the
I'm saying?
do-over.
Jerome
Rome,
Hiker
Dumb
looking like
skinny.
Jerome Hiker the third.
Jerome was
Yo,
looking
listen.
diesel.
Jerome was
skinny.
brolic out here.
Jerome about to make that his new profile pic.
Oh,
Like,
it's already.
Yo.
crop me out.
That's catfishing.
I spent this morning on Photoshop trying to get you out of there. I ain't even
That's
gonna
no
hold you.
problem. Do
I
it.
was like, I need to look at this every day and go outside. And
Yeah, new
sweat.
profile pic.
Yo, that should be motivation right there.
That's
You
like
can get there. You can
that's
get
like
there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not tripping.
Rome was wearing like medium t-shirts
that
back
was
then.
that was a medium large.
Oh
fit-
my
fit
god,
big.
that was
It was
the
a
era,
baggy.
huh?
It was a baggy large Stussy Washington.
32 APCs.
If I bring them, I got the APCs right now. I got them right now. They look so amazing. Oh my!
You still got that Stussy T too.
I got all that stuff.
He gonna get back in it.
We're gonna do it for sure.
He gonna get back in it.
Yeah.
What's the podcast? Episode 218. So yes, Home Court DMV is now, or Home Court DC, I guess. I'm not sure what they want to be called.
DC.
Yeah, I think that would be Home Court DC.
Okay.
I mean, again, congratulations to our guy Rich Burgundy. And if you've never been to Home Court, even the one in downtown Silver Spring, you should if you're in that area.
Yeah.
And if not, whenever you visit Washington DC, go check out their store in Georgetown, right in the heart of Georgetown.
The new one is like he stepped.
Yeah,
up.
it was just great to see something like good happen to somebody that's a great person, man. So shout out to him. We were all excited for him. We ran into some fans of the podcast, supporters of the podcast in there. Shout out to Eric, who was in there with his cousin. Yeah, man, it was dope. They came there because I guess we talked about it on last week's podcast, and he pulled up to holler at me in Streetwear Eddie.
No doubt.
So it was dope. Shout out to him.
Yeah, man. Listen, we have a real in the streets appeal. People, don't be afraid to speak when you see us. We're real live people. You know what I'm saying? But episode 218. So post the shout out to the guy, the homie Dave. I believe Dave had some help designing the space. I believe Abdul's frozen.
Not on mine.
Oh no, you're not frozen. Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
I thought he was frozen. But Dave, you guys know Dave, right? He helped design.
Nah, Dave who?
Dave.
He does what?
Little Dave that does construction.
Oh yeah, of course. He was there too.
He did
built that
Home
out.
Court, right? Yeah.
Exactly. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was in the building Friday night.
He crushed it again. I saw him over the weekend. He spoke to me about that.
He crushed it.
It's really nice.
It's real nice, and he knocked it all out in 5 weeks.
I mean, listen,
which is
pipes.
pretty impressive. Yeah,
pressure bust pipes. You got to start paying rent at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but after that, it was on to the Darling Nikki, Andre Power, DJ Pay Me show at Union Stage. Started around 10:30. I kicked it off. Played till about 11:15, and Matthias played until 11:45. DJ Pay Me played from 11:50 to 12:50, and then Andre Power finished the night off.
That was a nice vibe in there. I can't even front. That was
very
nice joint.
Yeah, very well attended. We're looking to run it back in a month or two.
Same venue.
So that should be fun. Same venue, because one of the people that helped put the show on, her day job is to do the booking at Union Stage.
Dope.
So
I think we met her.
We did.
Yeah, a short woman named Sarah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
She came around though. Shout out to Sarah.
She upgraded us to the backstage pass.
The venue is pretty nice.
I like the venue.
I think the venue was really nice.
Yeah.
I really see what's happening to DC now, man. And what's really happening to DC is, short of getting your own like football stadium or like stadium, every neighborhood or every kind of major neighborhood has like a concert venue. They have like
Yeah,
you
don't need to go anywhere.
don't need to go anywhere, right? Like
Yeah.
if you live in
They're
the
like
Wharf,
little islands, man. It's like
exactly.
Navy Yard's island, the Wharf's island, like
Yeah, like obviously, U Street Northwest has a ton of venues, but
yeah, Howard Theater,
Silver Spring has Fillmore, and then just like
Society, all that.
there's all these places. I played Society Saturday night. It was crazy. But it's just like, yo, it's a lot of money. DC, you really got to hustle out here, man. It's really a lot of money out here. There's a lot of opportunity, and as an artist, you can really get your thing off. You could play 3 different venues in one weekend in the city and not go nowhere, and still crush it and play for 3 different rooms. You know what I mean? So, Jarla Nikki, we played well. We're actually working on a very secret show, potentially August 20th. Jarla Nikki at Dewdrop. I got the phone call tomorrow. By the time you hear this, that could be a banger. Little birthday function.
Wait,
for
that's
yours truly.
August what? 22nd?
20th.
Oh, oh shit. I might not be back.
Listen, man, I apologize, brother. That thing finna Krizak.
I'll be back.
That thing finna Krizak. And then that was a great so then that was Friday night. Saturday, so we left there a little early, like 1:30. We pulled up to Capo to see Stereo Faith DJ, and Capo actually, the owners of Capo opened a new taco place right next door to Capo.
Okay.
Tremendous tacos. And I'm from Arizona, so my opinion counts.
Right next door to the right or left?
To the left.
If you're looking at it.
It's to the right if you're looking at it.
Okay.
Like
the owners Caucasian?
Not the pizza place.
So you got the pizza place, Capo, and then literally right next to it is this taco place. They had cactus tacos.
Oh, that's banging.
Banging.
Yeah,
banging. You know what I mean? A new little option. You know what I mean? They're going to do their thing, so it should be good. The owners are what the owners are. We're just kind of, you know what I mean? You already know. So it's nothing to trip about. You feel me? What's the podcast? Episode 218. Yes. So then obviously something that was of concern, but not really, more so because of the price point for the tickets, was Drake was in town. I believe he had shows Friday and Saturday night at Capital One, aka the Verizon Center, aka the MCI. And a lot of people went. I saw tickets were upwards of $1,200 a piece. I saw people going both nights. People were buying suites, which I think was really the move. If you get a gang together, you get like 20 people together, cop a suite, brings the price down significantly. Drake was spotted in the streets Saturday night. They said he was at CL, and then he went to DJ at Heist.
He was at CL, I think, Friday night.
Was he there Friday night? Okay.
He was there Friday night, and then Saturday night he was at Heist.
So that would have been tremendous if you were at Heist.
You weren't getting in. He bought the whole place out.
Yeah, I heard he bought the whole place
out.
Yeah. So,
and that way, I think because Shorty was working that night.
Okay.
And she said that they bought it out. They didn't let anybody in from the public at all. She was like, I didn't see one familiar face in there the whole night. Like I didn't know anybody at all, male or female. She's like, it was all celebrities and like all his crew and like all his like staff, whatever. And they went till like 4 or 5 in the morning because it's a buyout. So technically it's not like it's a private party. So you can stay open all night if you're not letting nobody in.
The more you know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure they're happy. I'm actually DJing the Heist Wharf party. I don't know if you guys see that. They've been having parties at the Wharf.
Nope.
I'm doing that Sunday. The closeout of it. It looks pretty crazy, man. As long as the weather's nice.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
Abdul's been there, right, Abdul?
I did. I went the first weekend that they had it. And Oz and Harry Hotter were DJing that joint. I didn't stay really long, but I had some family obligations. But my girl and I went to it. It was nice, man. I like the venue, and I like the vibe and the idea behind it. So, I mean, if you're there, I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
You know, I think the later you also go, the better it gets. I think it runs till 8 p.m. from like 2 to 8.
You want?
I would say like getting
5:30.
there 6. Like 6 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Let it start cooling down a little bit.
Yeah.
Rock out for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm on at 6 Sunday, so
That's-
you know what
yeah,
I mean.
There you
It's
go.
gonna
That's
be-
the move.
I'm walking in right at prime time. Let's look up the computer.
Yeah.
Let's go crazy.
I might pull up on Sunday then.
Yeah, Sunday might be. It's gonna be a good look.
Yeah.
So Heist had a good weekend,
Something to
man.
do.
Shout out to them. You feel me? And Drake just kind of whenever he's in DC, he just takes it. I saw people in the nightlife community were very sort of they couldn't believe that Drake would be at Heist versus being at like a Rose Bar or a St. Eve's or one of those.
I mean, he
places.
really wasn't at a heist. He like rented the whole joint out.
But what
for
I'm
a private
saying is their thought process was just
like he didn't just pull up on like a Saturday night at heist. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Again, these are things that not everybody knows because there was like one video that floated around early Sunday morning, right?
Yeah.
And so folks are like, man, why was Drake at Heist? And my first thought was, yo, like he doesn't want to fear for his life. Like if you go to Saint or if you go to Rose Bar, like it's a hot box of people that are just going to be in your face the whole night. And just sort of, you know what I'm saying? Like if you buy out a space, you can do whatever you want. He was DJing. Like you've never heard of him DJing before. So I think that it's
I've been to a party that he DJ'd before. In I was at a story in Miami, 2012 or 13. Whenever Miami won their first championship, I think. The Heat and he was DJing in there.
Ugh.
For a party LeBron James was having.
It wasn't good, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know what the cheat code is for DJs, and him being Canadian, it probably comes real easy to him. He just has a good dance hall set, and that really it does well in Miami just because of the huge Caribbean population down there.
For sure.
That probably won't do as well or translate well here in DC, or maybe it'll do okay in DC. Dancehall does well.
I think Heist is so small that whatever they play, they're just gonna go crazy.
Exactly.
He's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
also, this was 10 years ago, so I'm sure in those 10 years, his transitions or whatever it is, his DJ skills have improved at least a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Saturday night. I'm sorry. Also was the fight.
Oh man, did y'all watch that fight?
So when I got to Society, they were playing the fight, which I was hoping the fight would just continue on. Because then I'm like, I don't got a DJ, you know what I'm saying? And
they let it rock with, they let it rock with the volume on. It's not like okay, I didn't know that. So I mean, when I go to like Barcode or something for fight night, I think it's a DJ playing over the sound. I don't know.
I think typically like the main event, they turn the sound on.
Okay. The main event, they leave the sound on. So so me and the other DJs are just standing there. I'm like, man, please let this joint go to 11.
It kind of almost went all the way.
I know it stopped at 8. I was
like,
wow,
9. It stopped at the 9th, right?
12, bro. Like,
trying
to DJ for as little as possible and get this check.
Yeah.
But the fight was cracking.
Full disclosure, I didn't really know anything. I mean, I'm not a boxing dude, but I didn't know either of the dudes. But what a great fight, though.
the thing that I found was when I was DJing Society, a lot of Baltimore was in the building. And
I can see that it's a quick 30-minute drive for them.
Quick 30, like it's not the full 45 hour.
It's not the full hour. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So,
is it Africans from Baltimore or is it Americans?
These are African Americans,
Black Americans. Okay.
Yeah. I think the dude yelled East Baltimore.
Oh boy!
To the guy on the mic. We should roll East. I said, okay, all right. So we kept just rocking and we kept just having a good time. And they brought out, they got a table and they brought out a sign that says, "We from Baltimore, not the DMV." Had to respect it. Energy.
That's real though. That's real.
I've been saying this for the longest time. Every time conversations come out about the DMV, that Baltimore is not part of the DMV.
It's not.
Virginia Beach.
I think we actually we dedicated not the whole episode, but a significant portion of one episode a while back talking about what the DMV really stands for. And a good, I don't know if it was Jerome or maybe it was me or it could have been you, Eddie, who said DMV, essentially the easiest way to recognize it is wherever the metro station goes, wherever the trains go to.
Yeah, but now they go to Dulles Airport.
Dulles is Northern Virginia, So
That's not-
technically, it
no,
could
but
be.
It's not. It's not. I don't think it's Northern Virginia. It takes an hour to get there.
Okay. So
I
Northern
I
Virginia
look at
stops where?
I would say like DMV is like
inside the Beltway.
Arlington, Alexandria, Falls Church, like maybe
No,
even
it can't be
Springfield,
inside the Beltway
Alexandria.
because PG County is predominantly outside the Beltway.
Yeah.
All of PG County.
Yeah, but I think a lot of PG County is DC expats, and that's something that people can kind of
No,
understand.
but PG County is definitely the
you
M
think-
in DMV.
Yeah. Do you that's majority of the M in DMV?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
PG
sure.
County.
Yeah.
It's predominantly PG County and Montgomery County. I don't think Howard County should even be considered DMV,
Nah.
No,
which is Columbia area for those
Fuck
No.
no.
who are outside of this
But
area.
that's what Sterling and Ashburn is. You know what I mean?
True.
Like that's like the same distance.
But you could also say Waldorf and maybe whatever the next
that
town
is
past
not DMV.
Waldorf.
That's not DMV either.
Yeah, but Waldorf is definitely DMV.
No, it's not.
I think it
I
is.
think if you look from a population perspective, the black people
Like Bowie is DMV.
Bowie is big time DMV. Are you kidding me?
Nah.
That's the M
I
right
don't-
there, dog.
I don't know. No.
That's the M.
I think the influence is tremendous, right? DC's influence among the area, but it's really once you start heading northeast,
yeah.
that influence kind of
Northeast.
north.
Okay.
Going to
That's
Baltimore.
going towards Bowie and all that.
Nah, once you start going to Baltimore,
Okay.
the influence it lessens.
Also,
Yeah.
the DMV could technically be growing because I mean, everywhere you look, there's construction. So the more and more and more you get a densely populated area, the more it get absorbed into the DMV.
Right. So I think that you have to look at it and just say originally it was probably inside the Beltway.
For sure.
Now you're probably saying Woodbridge to.
I think Woodbridge is DMV.
I think you're saying Woodbridge to
Dulles.
Dulles. Nah, I don't think. I don't think Dulles.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Reston.
Reston probably, but I don't think Leesburg.
No,
DMV.
Leesburg is way too
Nah,
far.
I was
Maybe like Reston Herndon.
Yeah,
Reston
which is
Herndon.
Dulles.
That's
Yeah,
I
I was just out there.
It's Dulles, bro.
I was
For
out there
sure.
2 weeks ago, and it's not.
It's a little
to me,
further.
It's not DMV. DMV
When I'm
is-
saying Dulles, I'm talking about like the airport, not like Dulles Town Center, which is a lot further.
yeah.
You know
I'm
what I'm saying? The
thinking- I'm
airport
thinking-
is the
but my
is
thing,
Herndon.
when
for
I
the
think
most part.
DMV, I think of where you're going to see people dressed the same kind of slang, with the same kind of interests.
Reston Herndon for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
They have go-go bands play their senior
right.
prom and
Chantilly.
homecoming.
Right, right. But a lot of that too is older people.
That's
right?
true.
So,
it might
like,
not be the same.
It might not be the youth. I'm kind of speaking from
But
a
kids
younger-
kind of dress the same everywhere now.
true. But I'm
Everywhere.
just saying, when you're really gonna get that, I think I'm from DC. Look, I think I'm lying saying that I used to live in DC when I've lived in Virginia my whole life. I
Yeah.
think it's more of a 395. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Sure.
495 from Woodbridge, 395. Tyson's they're not tripping. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously since Southeast,
Alexandria, all that.
yeah,
Southeast.
Alexandria. But since Southeast had such a grip on Capitol Heights, and all
Oxon
those
Hill.
kind of places, yeah. But then once you kind of round that out and start heading towards Baltimore, once you get to Columbia, it's a wrap.
It's
Yeah.
over.
Once you
Yeah,
get
I
to
think-
Merriweather,
It's not the
I think
DMV over there.
I think the last part of when going in that direction might be like Burtonsville, Silver Spring area. It ends after that.
Like after White Oak, it's a wrap.
Yeah, probably around that area. It's over. White Oak is definitely the M in.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, Baltimore definitely. I like that side, man. Shout out to them dudes. Represent what they were, East Baltimore.
East
I
Baltimore,
love it.
Not the DMV.
I love it. Yeah,
Big
Baltimore
East
is not the
Baltimore.
DMV.
Baltimore
I
is
love
a city
What
of
a
its
great
own.
sign. Yeah, big time city. It's
Yeah.
it might actually be bigger than at least the D and the M.
It's definitely bigger than DC.
Way
Like,
bigger than DC.
you know,
what is
Baltimore's a
Baltimore?
big ass city.
800,000?
I was thinking actually distance wise, not necessarily population wise. I don't know what the population of Baltimore is. So,
I
yeah,
think that Baltimore's influence, again, it has its own sort of area the same way DC
They
has
got
its
their own
area,
thing up there, yeah.
right? And it's just like, but you got to remember, like DC's really stops at Woodbridge. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have a couple kids in
Dumfries, Fredericksburg.
or Fredericksburg, but again, bro, you're so far.
Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Shout out to Puerto Rico.
But Puerto Rico's from, I think, Alexandria originally, and then he moved further down south.
Yeah, he moved further down south. But like
Puerto Rico's DMV all day.
He's all the way the V in DMV.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But he also thought he was from 757 as well. Like
That's okay. He just loved Virginia, dog.
He
loved Virginia.
He made a T-shirt.
He loved the Clips, you know.
He loved the Clips. He made a T-shirt with a Clips lyric on it. I don't remember.
He loved the Clips and being Puerto Rican
and Big Pun.
Yep.
Yeah, like
Big Pun was a Puerto Rican, was he?
For sure.
He was. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
He loved
the biggest pause.
But I think Puerto Rico's dad was black.
Puerto Rico's dad was black.
Puerto Rico couldn't even speak Spanish.
Now he could speak a little bit of Spanish. He could speak a little bit of Spanish.
We just tarnishing Puerto Rico.
Nah, but Puerto Rico's dad was black. But that's like saying, you know, your daughter's not Puerto Rican because you're black and her mother's.
No. I completely support and I'm here for it all. I'm just saying, like, he did not even acknowledge his African American side. Like,
maybe he grew up in the whole house with his mom his whole life.
I can respect that because he had the PR1s. He had the socks.
He was
Bobito ones.
He was Bobito's stepchild.
Yeah.
Easy.
He wanted to be Bobito's son so bad.
Mesquite did him shorts. You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rico.
We should explain who Puerto Rico is for the people listening out there.
So if you ever went to Commonwealth in 2008-9,
he was the one that was Puerto Rico. If you ever went there, you know who he is.
He was one of the employees there who took a lot of pride in his Puerto Rican heritage and he had a lot of energy. You know,
he's a great guy,
awesome dude, man. I'm sure he's probably got kids. Got to be
teenagers.
He has kids,
pre-teenagers.
Yeah,
pre-teenagers.
He got all
they got to be big. They got to be teenagers, bro.
Yeah, he
had a kid in 2008, 2009. He already had one at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he was
15 years ago.
He was a Puerto Rican for sure. You know what I'm saying? He got it popping. So
and his wife was Puerto Rican, and his wife was a really good baker too. She could.
You're stupid.
She could. She baked cakes. I forget the name of her cake company, but that shit was fire.
Oh my God.
Hey, shout out to Puerto Rico.
We bought some cakes from her. I'm not even joking.
It might be in Omar's book, man. We'll let you know.
It might be in Omar's book.
I'm trying to tell you, it really.
Puerto Rico might be in there.
Shout out to Puerto Rico, man.
Yo,
Puerto Rico had a podcast too in the beginning. He was doing something.
I think he still has a podcast.
Yeah. He's somewhere in like Fredericksburg at the WeWorks, living it up with his mans. Yeah. So remember we saw him at the Bobito Stretch and Bobito show at NPR. He got up to ask Bobito a question about Puerto Rico, and he had like he had the Big Pun Nike Vandals on or something like that.
Probably got the Bobito signed.
He did. He had the Bobitos signed with a Puerto Rico.
He pulled up on Bobito as soon as everything was over. He pulled right up on Bobito, and I was just like, "Yeah, I gotta go to work."
Hey, he's prepared.
Yeah, for sure. So episode 218, I believe history was made with the Jamaican women's team. Kicked out Brazil of the group stage and qualified for the next round.
Out. That's
First
right.
They had to set up a GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Just to
It's a beautiful story, man. This is going to be a movie made about
that's
this.
You know huge, what I'm saying?
Get situated. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Ava DuVernay, you need to go ahead and get the rights to that film.
There you go. Is Ava DuVernay? Yeah, let's do it. Ava DuVernay, let's do it. Let's get a movie going on the listen, man. It's just getting started. You know what I'm saying? They're first time ever getting to this level in the World Cup, to the round of 16. Man, I'm enjoying the Women's World Cup. I can't even front. It's good competition. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased on the Jamaica team. My niece plays for it. My 18-year-old niece, Cameron Simmons, is on the Jamaica squad, and so every time I see her and her squad on the field, I get excited just to see them play, man. So I wish them the best, and Reggae girls, let's go all the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
Make
hashtag
that to the
Reggae
world.
Girls. Look that up on your
socials.
on your socials. Yeah, hold on one second, fellas.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Have you watched any of the games, Eddie?
I haven't, man. I've been working, and I don't
The
have.
game's also on early in the morning, so
Nah, I've been sleeping early in the morning.
okay.
we're back in
I haven't been.
business.
I haven't been watching it, but I can go back and watch them. They're online.
Yeah. Also shout out to South Africa and Nigeria,
They
also
both
two
won.
African countries who've moved on to the next round and are doing big things, man. I want to say, did Nigeria get rid of France or something like that?
That's huge.
That is huge. I might be lying. Maybe I should look that up. But if
But-
I remember correctly, that
Sounds like
is
there's a
what
lot of
happened.
upsets though.
Well, the upsets are what
Yeah.
makes sports the best.
Of
You know, the
course.
best is the underdog and the not the teams that aren't supposed to have a chance all of a sudden competing and pushing the big dogs to the limit. And if they win, it's even better. You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's just the beauty of
Does
sport.
Jamaica have a chance of going all the way?
Man, it seems like anybody has a chance of going all the way.
I
I'll
guess
be
the way
honest.
the way they're playing, if they be
Yeah.
knocking Brazil out, you know.
I mean, well, they tied with Brazil. They won against Panama last, and they tied against France. So actually, I lied about the Nigeria thing. I think France did move up. Nigeria got another big team out of there, but or maybe that was South Africa. But one of those teams got like a powerhouse team out of contention, just like Jamaica just got rid of Brazil, which is Brazil, I think might have been ranked number 8 or something like that.
Who's
In the
number one?
world?
Who's ranked number one?
USA.
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah, USA won the last Women's World Cup.
That's
I don't
right.
know if you guys remember that, but
that's right.
yeah, they won the last Women's World Cup. I think they are ranked number 1.
Isn't one of like the women's stars? She's from DC, right? Or
I'll
one
be
of them
lying
lives
if I know
here.
that. I don't know. It's very possible.
Yeah,
Give it up.
Yeah, but you know, anybody this could, if Jamaica wins this World Cup,
I mean, if they go to the finals, you'll probably
Oh.
go.
I don't know if I'll go, but I would love to go. I put it
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I would love to go.
Does your niece get any playtime?
Yeah, she played last game. She played the last 18 minutes or something like that.
Dope.
She doesn't start, but she's also 18 years old. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
nice.
saying? It's she's got a long journey in front of her. She plays for the University of Tennessee Volunteers, freshman there, and already in the World Cup. And you know they already have big stars and big ballers on that squad. So for her to just be around that energy and being able to soak it up and learn and get this sort
And
of
just play for your
experience,
country, you know?
yeah, and represent your country is super
That's amazing,
valuable.
yeah.
Her dad also played for Jamaica, and his dad also played for Jamaica. I mean, so it's in her DNA.
Yeah.
There was no way around it. She has a younger brother, Nicholas, who just is 15 years old and just got signed to the Richmond Kickers. So he's on his way, 6'3".
That's Richmond Kickers. That's here in Virginia?
Yeah, she's from Virginia.
Okay.
She's from Richmond as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and her dad went to Howard, played for Howard University, played for DC United, played for the first Miami MLS team that they used to have, the Miami Fusion. Yeah, so he's well experienced, and yeah, but her younger brother is gonna play for Jamaica too. Or for the US, one of them.
yeah.
It's inevitable that the skills are there, man. They're just monsters.
Genetics.
So shout out to them, man. Of course, The whole
Genetics is
Simmons
real.
family. Yeah, yeah, man.
Word.
So proud of
That's
them.
a beautiful thing. What's the podcast episode 218, aka you know what I mean? You know, it who we are in the city. We should not be having issues with access to anything. A lot of the access, a lot of the good times, a lot of the connections we make for other people. There's no way we should not have city open tickets
Oh shit, yeah.
in an envelope with our name on them 2 months ago. Like, who do we need to talk to? Because Friday I have nothing to do, and I would love to take my daughter to the City Open.
We're gonna make it happen for you.
This is crazy, people.
We're gonna make it happen.
But tickets sold out. You just can't get them, or you don't want to pay. You don't want to buy them.
Why would we want to buy them? No,
I mean,
the list, dog.
Oh no, we're part of the loss, so we gotta make sure who you're talking to. But I just want.
No, we're gonna get you tickets.
If I gotta pay a slight handling fee, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You know, my
Speaking
big
of, oh no, go ahead. We'll save you guys.
With the City Open, and this is only based on last year when I was trying to buy tickets to go see Francis Tiafoe play. So I was trying to look up the schedule. It's very confusing because it doesn't actually give you names of who's playing because it goes by the numbers that each player is ranked.
Right.
So it could be on any given day, it could be whoever qualified. You know, if the first seed beat the 7th seed, whatever it is, it's all very confusing. For me, I just wanted to know, when was Serena Williams playing? When was Francis Tiafoe playing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that for me makes it so much easier, so I can look up and be like, oh, this is the day I need to be there, or this is the night I need to be there. But I was not able to get that information from the website, from their ticketing center last year. And just by chance, I happened to get free tickets. And the day I did go, I was able to see Tiafoe play in a doubles match with Nick Kyrgios, who's the controversial tall dude from New Zealand. That was his tennis partner his doubles partner for that game.
They don't have a schedule online of games.
Bro, it's very confusing unless it's changed this year. But before that, there's no real schedule. I think the schedule comes out and the names are put out maybe once you get to like the quarterfinals or some shit like that. But before that, like the first few days, it was only like this seed plays this seed. It's not like any names. It doesn't give you any names. Yeah. So I did not like that at all.
I just gotta cut you off real quick. I just got a text from the homie. Friday, November 17th, 2023, the Kennedy Center hosts for a special one-night only performance of the Clips.
You're
Tickets
joking.
are on sale right now. I am not joking.
We got a Kennedy Center plug, don't we? Aren't we on a group chat with them?
I don't know.
Figure that out.
Big Republican vibes?
Oh, that's
another venue.
But aren't they all sort of linked up?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. The link is there. The tickets are for sale. I gotta figure out.
Oh shit! This is fire. We should go.
This is gonna be cracking.
I don't see any tickets for sale. Oh, buy tickets. You're damn sure. You're right. How much are these joints?
$70.
That's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
You can.
Should I buy a wheelchair access?
But the orchestra ones are like $200. Like you might if it's one.
Yeah. Select on seat map. Push. Can I get a ticket? 2 tickets?
Of course you can.
Yeah, this is a orchestra is where I would want to be.
Yeah, you want to be right there.
Yeah, those are $200, dog.
Where's orchestra? Oh,
that would be right up front.
Oh yeah, orchestra's where it's at.
That's not even that much. You get like front row seats for $200. It's not even that much.
And currently there's 1,193 available seats.
No, there's a lot of seats. I think it just came out. Is that why?
I have no idea. My man just sent me the DM, and then I just went to look at.
I'm trying to wonder if my wife would want to go. I don't see her wanting to go to a Clip show.
Mine wouldn't either.
Do y'all want to go? I'd pay the $200 for us to get front row seats. If I just have to buy one.
buy 3. I'll Venmo you right now. I'll Cash App you right now. Whatever. Apple
Man,
Pay.
let me see here.
I just gotta find the opener for wherever I DJ that night.
I mean, that's easy. This with this much
What day?
fucking
I didn't even
notice.
check and see what day of the week that is.
It's a Friday.
Oh,
It says it right
Friday.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. What time? That should be done
8
early,
p.m.
anyways. Yeah, Jerome,
8 p.m. You'll be out of there but
you
before
could
11.
close out. Yeah, you close it
Yeah, we'll
out.
make it work. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shout out to the Clips, man. Shout
Yo,
out
so
to those
anyhow,
people.
yeah, that's a great mid point. Obviously, if you pay attention to the news, you now see that Donald Trump has been indicted again.
Let's go.
I believe this is for trying to mess with the Georgia.
No, this is for the January 6th insurrection.
Was it? I thought this was for the voting thing.
I think it
No,
was for the
this is
voting
not for
thing.
the voting. No, he just caught these 4 charges for they're pretty much conspiracy charges.
Nah, bro, you're tripping. August 2nd, latest on Trump's indictment in 2020 election probe.
Right. So it's for the it's for him spreading even after the charges against him state that even though he knew, so it's not illegal for him to argue that he thinks he got robbed of an election. So
Right.
he's able to fight that. He's able to sue the different states. He's able to take that to court, and he's able to fight that as much as possible. That's not illegal. However, once each one of those cases, the 60 lawsuits that man filed, saying that he had been cheated and there was a fraud in the election, after all of those got shut down and they were found to not to be with any merit, he continued saying that the election was a fraud and created this sense of panic and
Like
essentially
chaos and like
chaos, and was responsible for people storming the Capitol, and that is where the illegalness comes. Those are all part of what he got charged for.
So,
being a fucking liar.
former President Donald Trump
Being
is scheduled to appear tomorrow in a federal court
4
in
p.m.
DC after being indicted on 4 criminal charges. Federal prosecutors said in charging documents that Trump was determined to remain in power after losing the election, and that he and 6 unindicted co-conspirators orchestrated a plot to reverse the results on January 6th. They will seek a speedy trial and called it an unprecedented assault on American democracy that was fueled by lies. So he's already been charged in a separate probe on classified documents.
That's different. Yeah.
That's different. Yes, that's a separate situation.
Yeah.
Mike Pence, who's the former vice president, he's been kind of wishy-washy on his support of Trump.
Yeah.
But he came out with a statement.
Well, that's because he's running for president.
Right, but he still was like, some things he would like slam him against and some things he would support him for. But he said, I think this is, he's done with him. Former Vice President Mike Pence said Donald Trump is entitled to the presumption of innocence. However, anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
Yeah. What's so crazy about this dude is he actually instructed his Justice Department, whoever was his fucking, what's the head motherfucker in the Justice Department called? District Attorney? No. Is it the District Attorney?
No.
We know you're talking about the dude Merrick Garland, I believe.
Yeah, what's his title?
I don't know. He's the big dog.
Whatever his version was in the Trump regime, he ordered them to send individual letters to each state that he lost in, saying that, we are challenging. Do not submit this official result to the Congress yet, because we are fighting it and there's a lot of fraud in it. So all of these things that he was doing or was about to do, he was doing it to stop Mike Pence from announcing that Biden won that election fair and square. So he was trying to stop the presidency from happening. And what they also said was the 6 co-conspirators that they have not yet named is some sort of like a legal tactic, because what they're actually going to do is they're probably going to flip them motherfuckers, right? They're going to give you an option of you either testify against Trump or
you taking this charge for him.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Rudy,
like that Rudy Giuliani is the number one.
Fuck Rudy Giuliani.
Well,
Fuck
they said he, I guess last week he got a bunch of things happen to him.
Good.
And they said he's more than likely bad things. Yeah.
Okay, good.
He's more than likely gonna flip, is what they're saying.
Yeah, I hope he does. I would love to see Rudy Giuliani in jail as well, but I would prefer to see Trump in jail more.
I would like to see both of them in jail.
Yeah. Sure.
Facts.
Because that's where they both belong.
We'll see what happens. We will.
Where is he going to be at tomorrow at 4 p.m.? Oh, and also the judge who got randomly selected to preside over this case is a black woman that was appointed by Obama. So amazing.
That's
game over. Amazing. Game over.
Can we go sit in? So. Can we go sit in on this court case?
I'm gonna go.
Episode 218. I mean, what's the podcast? So GC is home to a lot of storied ventures, storied nightclubs, storied spaces. One space, even in particular, Ozio's has been in DC for at least 20, 25 years, something like that. Maybe
I remember
longer because it was on K Street before.
But I clearly remember going to the opening of this joint.
Me too.
2001.
Okay,
for sure.
So
22 years.
Ozio has always been, in my opinion, a bit of a lackluster venue. They don't treat the sound right. They don't really treat the staff right. The food's good.
I've never eaten there. I remember Michael. It used to be Michael Jordan's spot, actually.
Yeah,
because you could smoke. You could smoke cigars.
They got a cigar lounge in the cut, like off
downstairs.
The first floor. Off the first floor. That's amazing.
Mike used to be in there all the time.
Yeah.
So
him and Charles Oakley.
The past 2 days, from what I understand, it's actually the GM who first initially posted his own feelings about the owners, and somehow the GM was able to get into Ozio's actual Instagram account.
They've taken over.
Where he reposted, made it a sponsored ad.
Dog, I got the sponsored ad. Did you get it too?
I didn't. I saw the original post, and basically his named the owner's wife, said these people don't pay their employees. They're writing bad checks. They don't return phone calls. Just a litany of things. They've been tagging Washington Problems, DuPont Circle. It's been a full-on. It's a wrap for Ozio at this point.
Yo, the sponsored ad, and I just pulled it up. The first sponsored ad was a video. So if you go to Ozio Restaurant on Instagram, which R3S Torrent, if you go on that, there's a video of somebody taking a video clip of Ozio's outside and just telling the whole story. I didn't listen to the whole thing. That's the
general manager.
Well, I don't know who it is, but that video is now a sponsored ad on Instagram. And then the next one, it also, I mean, it has the Ozio like logo up here and all that. And then it's a text message asking, when will I receive my funds? This is the pay period for checks, ? And then it says, why run a business if you can't pay your employees, ? Then the next sponsored ad also had
no replies.
No replies.
Okay.
Napoleon Ibizugbi and Mali Ibizugbi. Unfortunately, these might be Nigerian names, which makes me sad.
That's who owns Ozio?
I mean, these are the names. It says Napoleon Ibizugbi and Mali Ibizugbi, who are probably the husband-wife owners that Jerome just talked about.
It used to be like a Greek family.
It used to be a Middle Eastern dude. Yeah.
Yes, dude, Steven.
Scamming their employees. And it says scamming their employees instead of scamming their employees. THEY instead of THEIR.
Scamming their employees.
Scamming their employees.
Isn't that wrong with being from DC?
Giving out bad checks and not responding or returning any calls. do not do any business with these people. Avoid them at all costs. I mean, these are sponsored ads on Instagram.
That's
dog.
hilarious.
It's crazy.
How do you do a sponsored ad? You have to have that Instagram account and like pay for it through the Instagram account or something like that.
Man, I think you pick out like a demo of people that you randomly would want to send an ad to.
Just like
And
all your
it
followers
ran-
or something.
No, I mean, you tell Facebook that, hey, I want to send this. I want this ad to go out to 60,000 people, people of color. I want them to be black. I want them to be whatever race, and you
Yeah.
pick all that out. I want them to be between the ages of
Yeah.
18 and 45, whatever it is. You pick
Yeah.
out all this criteria and you hit submit, and
Done.
Instagram and Facebook automatically pick people that meet all of
That
those
criteria.
and they get this sponsored ad,
That's amazing.
which is what I got.
And so, but no, well, I guess the owners can't answer because their Instagram's hacked. They can't.
The
probably can't get
Instagram
into
is
it.
taken over. The
Yeah, they
Instagram
can't
has
get
been
in
taken over by an employee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably the person who was running the Instagram page for them.
it did used to be a Middle Eastern dude that owned it, because he's the guy
Mr.
that
George,
owned,
Mr. George, and his son was Steven.
and he owned the one on K Street.
Yeah, they would always sit out front in that table
Yep.
out front and smoke
Yep.
cigars and talk shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know
I
that
had
it was
some-
new owners.
I neither did I, but I also
Yeah.
have not been there in a really, really long
Yeah, I
time.
haven't been to Ozio since Ozio had like a little comeback. I think like maybe like 4 years ago it started popping back off.
I
And
think I
I've
went
never been.
there a couple of years ago. Rome, you might have gone with me when Clark was playing up there
Yes, that was
for
that
like
was
a CBC weekend
yeah,
or something like that.
CBC weekend event. Your man throws that party every year. Clark DJs.
Yeah,
It won't be at Ozio's this year.
It won't be.
won't be at Ozio's this year.
Tell your man to move to Wild Days or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ozio has steadily been declining. Just as a DJ, I've seen the type of promoters that were leaving there. I was seeing the state of the equipment there. I was told that the person who's running this whole account is the GM. And if it's the GM that I think it is, he is just frustrated because a lot of things probably fell onto his shoulders, and he held these people down. And then once they weren't compensating him properly,
Well, they're not, and he's got to answer to his employees. They're all reaching out to him.
right?
Yeah.
And so what happens is those employees start leaving. You know what I mean? And I always thought promoters were whacked even doing parties there. Because, like I said, the state of the sound system and all that, and they still had multiple bottle service girls that were incredible. They still had people
Incredible.
buying
What?
bottles.
Like looking?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
but these are women that could have worked at any club in the city. So I'm like, and Ozio was primarily a black spot nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was a black spot, but it lost its luster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the cigar thing was great if that was what you were into. But I don't work downtown and I don't hang out there.
You could smoke weed at any club now. That's like what it boils down to.
I remember when they did not even have that rooftop. Remember that whole shit used to be closed off. It used to be the VIP all the way upstairs.
Yeah, you have to go like around like a corkscrew up like a little back door up the stairs. And even the VIP had 2 levels.
Yep. And and I actually remember when they were not fans of having a whole lot of black people.
I think many places in DC that we can start from the rooter to the tutor that started with not wanting to have a lot of black people in there, and by the end, before you go out of business, what's the one group of people that can save you?
Yep.
It's going to be black people. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Whether
true.
that be African,
Even like most clubs that open up nowadays, like their music format, I'm sure as a DJ, is like, we don't want that much hip hop. Like, don't play hip hop all night. And then like, as soon as the club's fucking dead, the manager of the club will come over and be like, yo, can you put the fucking hip hop on?
Of course. Or like it's when you walk in and like, yo, man, just mix it up, play some of everything tonight. I'd love to hear the new blah blah blah. I was like, bro, last week you said
no hip hop. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So but it's just it's a tried and true formula, unfortunately, that is across the world, where venues right before they struggle go out of business. Okay, let's try a day party. We try a night party, and instead of ringing in 4,000, you ring in 24,000. A lot of your bills and
Now
debts,
you're an all black club.
yeah, a lot of your bills and debts can be cleaned up in a month that took a year to get to. So we'll see. What's the podcast episode 218? I mean, oh, I had it. So we spoke about, I guess, like the DMV and what is DMV, what isn't DMV, but obviously the conversation, which I believe is so tried and true and tired and whatever the case may be, but it keeps getting rehashed, is the New Balance DMV connection, who started it, who did whatever. But
whatever.
It's like, man, there's more important things going on in life, people. But nevertheless, shout out to Dom from somewhere. He did I guess maybe a piece.
Yeah, he did a interview with Hypebeast and New Balance that was on Hypebeast, talking about New Balance and the DMV, as well as his upbringing in DC, and him owning somewhere in Navy Yard where his family is actually from over the last 100 and some odd years. And he also spoke about specific areas in DC, for him that are special. Going to go get crabs from the wharf on Sundays with his family, and sitting down together and eating that, and going to Haynes Point as a kid for cookouts and things like that. So it was a nice piece on that he did, but also how New Balance has been embraced by this area and DC. So I think this is a 3-part series Hypebeast is doing with New Balance, and it started off with the DMV, and then they're gonna have somebody from Baltimore speak about the effect New Balance has had on that city, and then they're gonna take it up to Philadelphia, because a lot of people leave Philadelphia out of this New Balance conversation, and maybe they were not there from the beginning. I can't speak to that, because I think the beginning was in some point in the early 80s. I was way too young for that, and also I wasn't in this country. But I think Philly gets left out, but New Balance had a big grip on that city as well, just the same way it did over here.
I feel like it probably had like a big influence up down 95 corridor from DC drug dealers wearing it, and people from New York and Philly coming down here getting money and getting influenced by the style down here.
It's true,
but I think really from here, I took it back where they're from with them.
Yeah, the two original ones that really set the tone for me, and based on OGs that I've talked to, are Baltimore and the DMV. So there's no doubt about that. I think Philly comes a close third, or maybe a distant third, whatever the case may be. But I mean, I think it's going to be dope to see who they talk to from there and who they talk to from Baltimore. So I'm excited to see it.
We'll see what's good. Again, like, I just feel like it's time to turn a new page. I mean, start some new legends.
I think New Balance. I think for this area, it's a sore subject, just because New Balance has just kind of taken a life of its own in recent years now, right? It's being worn by every fucking person.
I mean, is DC looking for credit for that? Like, what's the end result?
Of course.
What's the end result?
I mean, everybody would like to get credit for something they feel like they were early on.
Yeah.
And whether the company privately gives us that credit, or not us, but gives DC or the DMV or Baltimore that credit, or whether it be in the form,
I mean, they have to.
I mean, but I mean, the credit needs to be shown in some sort of way, right? Like, some sort of dedication needs to be done, whether it's in the form of a sneaker or a release or something. Like, you can't just be fucking, Action Bronson.
AOD 550s.
Yeah, come on. Come on. That's all well and good. That's cool.
And all and all the New Balances that are like DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, whatever related, those aren't like really like official New Balances. They're more like colorways, right?
They're just colorways and they're DTLR collabs, which is cool.
Yeah, but it's just a colorway though.
Yeah, it's just a colorway.
Yeah, it's not like recognition like New Balances. I call them like the DC. You know what I mean? Like
I mean they've had the DC DMV, the DC New Balance, but 992 that came out through DTLR.
Yeah,
I would like them to really show love to some independent, smaller creatives from this area. We've talked about people like our friends at the museum. You know what I'm saying? Somebody along
the dude Eat did a New Balance.
He did, but that was through Shoe City because Shoe City, it was not actually through.
It was just like
Eat
a colorway.
It was Shoe City at the time was ordering so many New Balances that they were entitled to SMUs, a special makeup, a Shoe City special makeup, and they further on contracted that out in easier ways to say it was contracting that out to the kid from Eat.
Yep.
And shout out to him. He knocked it out the park because his shit sold out immediately.
Yeah.
But also, it's not like he was able to put a Eat logo on it.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Well, his brand was on fire at the time too.
Brand was on fire. Yeah. Shout out to him. I just saw him not too long ago at my man Jacob's, who did a film, a small little short documentary on New Balance in DC that is now on PBS and is doing great things. And so shout out to Free Jacob. But I saw the kid Eat at the screening of it, and not Eat. I'm sorry, I don't remember the young brother's name, man. But he's the guy that started the brand Eat. Actually, that's not even the name of the brand, is it?
Elevate all the time.
It's the acronym of the brand. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, shout out to him.
It's cool. What's the podcast? Episode 218. I mean,
and shout out to Dom. Sorry, that's where we started.
I mean, that's just again new legends, right? Want to keep it.
You got Dom and they do a collab with somewhere.
No doubt.
Maybe. Shout out to our guy Adrian Carter, right?
Okay,
pulled up with the ad for Packers shoes with all the Iversons. That was fire. Reebok just reposted that earlier today.
I need a size 9.
Great look for the homie.
Adrian, come on, man. Stop playing. Let's get us.
We are
3 size 9s and 11.
Yeah, I mean Iversons all day. I'm with that.
Those are fire too.
Yeah, those are dope.
Questions, those are fire.
Burgundy joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's popping in the sneaker world right now. I'm kind of like not really not tapped in.
I'm in the middle of rearranging my little situation. That's about it.
But what's coming out? The Amamanye airships?
Oh shit, those came out today actually.
Okay.
I got a pair.
Comes out.
Next, Social Status has a foam posit coming out.
Social Status foam posit? Is it going to be black suede and burgundy?
No, that's Amamanier colors.
What's Social Status? What's Social Status?
Social Status is the new spot in B.
What's the colors?
I don't know actually.
They had
well, their Mac Attack is like a white, but if you peel it back, there's some colors underneath that.
Ooh, they gotta do some tearaway foam posits.
You think so?
I mean,
nah.
It could be the foam underneath the
whatever it is. I hope
suede.
Whatever it is. I hope it's a foam posit 1 and not a Pro.
Yeah,
I never was a fan of the Pro.
I like
the Pro?
both. Yeah, because
the Pro is the one with the big Nike check.
Yeah, but the first the Pippins were the Pros. They were the pearl whites with the black check, and those were fire.
The first Pippins. Wait.
Yeah, like the Pippin foams, they were like pearl white with the black check.
Okay. Yeah,
those were fire.
I wasn't a fan of the Pros.
I mean, I don't like foam posits because after I wear them for like an hour, they hurt my feet.
Which is so crazy because a lot of people say they're so comfortable.
They're not.
I feel the same.
I mean, maybe if you wear, if you in the streets and that's your one shoe that you're gonna buy and wear every day because they'll look fresh for like 2 years,
They are definitely the
and
sneaker Timberlands.
they will like mold to your foot. So I could see them getting comfortable, but I've never worn a pair of shoes that many
That
days in a
long,
row
yeah.
where it's going to mold to my foot, and they're heavy and uncomfortable for me. I hate them, but I buy them all. Like I buy all the foams when they come out, and then I get them. Like, what the fuck did I buy these for?
Yeah.
Like I'll wear them and I have to go home and change my shoes.
I think I own maybe 1 or 2 pairs. I don't think I have more than
Well,
that.
you know, the only foams I've ever bought were the penny ones.
Yeah, the blue ones.
Which ones? The blue ones?
The blue ones, yeah. Mike
Yeah.
Bibby. I got a pair in '97.
Those were
maybe.
97. That was the first one.
I mean, come on, Arizona. We put the world on the game. You feel me? Like, so, we had to let y'all know in case you forgot. You know? Hey,
Yeah, those were the first ones.
We did
1997.
that. I literally stopped looking at sneakers app though. It just lost interest for me.
Oh, here's something I'm actually looking forward to. They got the Kobe colorway of the Hirachis coming out.
Those are dope.
Those are dope.
I still prefer the black and blue pair though.
Well, remember the whole Kobe line drop. The whole Kobe line drops on August.
Oh,
24th.
that might be what this is coming out for. It's supposed to come out later this month. So
yeah,
it's
the whole Kobe line drops
8/24.
So it resumes.
Starts
It
8/24.
resumes 8/24. So
any like Jordan colorways?
all they said was that it resumed. So I'm sure there'll be a big drop for the first one, and then leading up until I think what is it the reverse Grinches are supposed to be like the holiday shoes.
I'm getting those. The red joints.
Yeah, the red joints.
I'm
yeah.
gonna fuck with those.
And so I'm
I
sure
like
they'll
the green
drop.
ones better, but I'm gonna go for
Yeah,
these red
they'll
ones.
drop some. I mean, if I get my hands on a pair of the green ones, I'm gonna have instant knee surgery and get back on the court.
Fam, Soul Priorities already has the red ones in every size.
That's crazy.
Cool on that.
I like
Every
the red
size.
ones.
The red ones are fire.
Yeah,
The red ones are
the green
amazing.
ones are way better.
Yeah, the green ones are way better. But Soul
they're-
Priorities got both.
But there's some Kobe's that are just dope with that. Like they may not retro. There was a Black History pair that was incredible. There was multiple like black and white pairs. So I think what you're gonna see is a lot of NBA players are gonna be wearing them this season. It's gonna be the shoe of choice again. PJ will have all the exclusives like he normally does. And I think we just sort of you get to see that line go because the Ja line I don't think is going to do anything. Devin Booker's shoe is going to come out. The first pair was looking real hit or miss. I don't even know who else is a Nike athlete. I mean, Paul
Kevin
George.
Durant, Greek Freak.
Yeah, I mean,
Paul
it's all,
George.
they're
Quiet
all
for him.
they're
It's
all
a quiet for everybody. Kevin Durant's new joints look alright though.
They do look all right.
they look high, but Nike doesn't market.
How about
it.
LeBron's new shoe?
Quiet.
I didn't love
Quiet.
it.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, all those shoes in the past sold because of the marketing.
Yeah.
They had incredible commercials. You saw Barkley versus Godzilla, Jordan versus himself. All you know what I'm saying? Like all those won because of marketing. And Nike doesn't care to do that anymore. They just let the players put it on their Instagram and hope that it sells.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? You need to get Wyden and Kennedy back on the horn and move forward, you know? Abdul, is it still quiet on the TV front or what are you doing?
No, I'm actually back on a little bit. I just finished watching this show on Apple TV called The Crowded Room. And it's actually pretty good, man. I think it might be based on a true story actually about a gentleman. Actually, if I tell you what the actual story is about, I'm going to give it all the way away. So, but it's sort of about a kid growing up in New York in the 70s and mental health and but it's a thriller suspense. So I'll leave it at that. So I ran through 10 episodes of that very quickly actually, and it was really good. And I moved on to another show on HBO Max called Full Circle. Also really good because it's based also in New York City and has a lot of Guyanese characters and West Indian characters. But it's also about primarily about a family trying to get revenge and a kidnapping goes wrong and things like that. So check that out as well. HBO Max. Other than that, what else am I watching? I started to watch. I saw there was a documentary on Oscar de la Hoya on HBO Max, and talking about his whole life and sort of some of the scandals he's been involved in. I'm on the first episode now, but one thing I did not know was what a scandal it was for him when he won his Olympic gold. Apparently, his mother had passed away, and he had been talking about how her dream, and he won this for her, and it was her dream for him to win a gold medal, and he really did this to fulfill her wishes. And that kind of narrative took off in the media. And even when he went to the White House to meet George Bush after winning that gold for boxing in the Olympics, 1992 Olympics, George Bush even said, "Yeah, I know you've made your mother proud, and you did this for her." Like, it really took off. But come to find out, it was just a lie the whole time. But it's really
his mom
funny.
did not pass or something?
No, his mom did pass, but that whole thing about his mother's dying wish was for him to win a gold medal was bullshit.
Wow.
I don't know if it's really as big of a deal as people make it out to be. I think he just...
I mean, it could have been his mom's wish, and he might not have even known it.
Yeah, like, but he's from East Los Angeles, which is like a really, really rough part of Los Angeles. But when he won that gold medal, he became an instant celebrity in East Los Angeles and would walk around with his medal all the time. Like, literally, people would be like, "Oh, yo, congratulations, Oscar, for winning the medal. Like, yo, I wish I could see what it looks like." And he'd pull it out. He'd be like, "Oh, I got it right here." Like, he had it on.
That's like wearing your Super Bowl ring.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
No, that was hilarious. It was just dope that he was doing that all the time. He had that medal on him.
No doubt.
But yeah, I gotta watch some more episodes and catch up on that. So yeah. That's it for TV.
Man, listen, musically, I'm not there. I've just been chilling.
No new albums out right now?
I wouldn't know, man. I'm still just so locked in. Alchemist dropped something recently. I'm really not. I mean, the Travis album, people are very divided about it.
Yeah.
Some people are calling it the Yeezus 2. Some people are calling it a lot of other black artists that sort of influenced Yeezus. So it really just depends. I would give the Travis album a listen. I think people are finding out he's not lyrically, the bars aren't there. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But what's the podcast? Episode 218. Now, I mean, we knocked it out the park. Shout out to my guy, always available. #Shrewer Eddie.
Peace, fellas.
Don't share Abdul.
Don't share Abdul. Sultan of Self.
The Sultan of Self, the SOS himself. Yo, I mean, listen, we gotta, speaking of that, we gotta speak about there was a screenshot in our group chat, and it was somebody who was a fan of the culture, I guess. He's a hustler of the culture. He's a viper. He's a bad person. But there's a
screenshot in our group chat.
Screenshot in our group chat from a reseller.
Oh, I saw it. Yep.
Who had multiple pairs of Air Force One and even a completed set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it ain't crazy.
Can't really respect that guy, man.
How does your man feel about that?
I haven't asked him.
Yeah.
Figure that out, man. Figure out that interview we're trying to, you know what I'm saying? We need that as well. And
we out.
Episode 218, we knocked it out. Peace.
Peace.